The only thing I was good at in school was math. My teacher, Ms. Lumber, realized that while I struggled with reading, I had a facility for numbers. And it was really, in some ways, made me feel that I had something of value.
When I first entered the classroom, I'm thinking, this is just gonna be a regular math class. We're gonna do worksheets, go through our textbook at the end of the year. But then we started doing games. Like the road coloring activity, you go from buildings to buildings and there's a red and a blue road leaving from it. I didn't know that connected functions until you really do like a deep thinking of it. And I'm like, every X must only have one Y, and every building has one red road, one blue road leaving from it. So it was like a great experience. It really opened my mindset to a lot of things that math can do for you.
The curriculum in the Algebra Project is built around what we call a 5-step curriculum process. And it takes the notion of math literacy, not just as a metaphor, but as an actual concept. That is that mathematics is a language that nobody speaks, and how are students to gain access to this abstract conceptual language. So I think the path that Bob laid out a number of years ago is through their own language, their own intuitive language.
One of the bonuses of doing math this way is the involvement of the kids. It's enlisting the kids in their own mathematical development and the idea that they do math.
It's changing mathematics from being something that is transferred from one mind to another mind and making it become something that is actively created by the learners in the room.
When I talk about the Algebra Project, I talk about the importance of math and what we do in the 21st century and how we're often not prepared for the kind of employment opportunities and ways of seeing the world through math literacy.
At the end of the day, we need to care that every student has an opportunity to learn math, that when they leave high school, that they are at a level of proficiency. They can be a plumber if they want to, or they can be a nuclear physicist, and that they have the level of mathematics they need.
The Algebra Project opens up the kind of space for young people to realize their potential, using math as a tool, but also having them see their relationship with the community in a much larger context.
I think a lot about when Bob Moses would talk about the sharecroppers making the demand for the right to the vote. And he said that's what young people today have to do, but that young people today, unlike the sharecroppers, are not invisible. It's not hidden, right? This is happening right in front of us. We walk through schools that are falling apart. We see curriculum that's not working. And so we, as the adults, have to provide this space and sort of get out of the way.
Bob Moses not only used his life as an instrument to engage people as citizens, he's found another way to force us to deal with the issue of education as a place that really prepares our children for the future.
In the 1960s, it wasn't radical to do voter registration per se. What was radical was to mount an insurgency to ensure that black sharecroppers in the Mississippi Delta voted. In the morning dawn of the 21st century, it isn't radical to do algebra per se. What is radical is to mount insurgencies to ensure that students at the bottom get the literacies they need.